Right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we all today? Welcome to another stream. We've got Genoa tomorrow, Mourinho'S press conference reaction today. I'm not wasting any time. Smash the like button before the live stream ends, and let's get cracking in it because we've got. It wasn't a very long one, just to put that out. It was an average length press conference, but I think Mourinho talked about some very important points, which are not necessarily all related to tomorrow's match. Because, for example, the first point is about possibly the topic of the week, if we want to call it this way. Because obviously, the topic of today's week was definitely Zaniolo and what will happen with Zaniolo next, what is happening with Zaniolo now. And, Thiago Pinto having his press conference after the transfer market ended. Today, this week's main topic was Zaniolo. So, obviously, today's press conference, because, journalists love these gossips, could not have started without a question related to Zaniolo. And I think Mourinho dealt with this because, frankly speaking, Mourinho today, when he got asked this question, he was being put on a lot of pressure, right? Because obviously, for a manager, you can't say for definite, yes, he's staying, in case he doesn't stay, and no, he's not staying, because otherwise the fans are gonna get mad at Thiago Pinto and the Fredkins. So I think he had to deal with this specific question very well. And I think he answered it the best way possible. And, generally speaking, I'm not just saying this because, he's our manager. I genuinely think any other manager which would have said and used this exact response, it would have been top class. Because look at what he says. Mourinho says, the director's words are absolutely normal. It is difficult for a sporting director, or Genoa who he is, honest, sincere, who does not sell smoke to be able to say that a player will be here at 100% next season. Thiago Pinto is not God. Only God knows what will happen with Zaniolo and AS Roma. So as long as I'm here, as long as I've signed my contract, as long as I'm a Roma manager, at least until 2024, Zaniolo stays here because the strong players stay here. Round of applause, virtual round of applause for Mourinho, because this answer was top notch, and I think the good part of this is only God knows what will happen with Zaniolo and what will happen with AS Roma, and that is just the way it is. We can use any religious beliefs. That is exactly how the situation is being dealt with. The journalists can't spend time asking Mourinho about the Zaniolo situation. Journalists can't spend time asking Thiago Pinto about the Zaniolo situation. They can ask the Fredkins, but the real answer is that right now there is no definite answer. And as Mourinho perfectly said, only God knows what will happen with Zaniolo and Roma. Thiago Pinto doesn't know. The Fredkins don't know. Because it's one of those situations which it basically all relies on him. It's not that hard to complete this deal. It's all on Zaniolo's back. So, Zaniolo might be asking an increase in wages, but it's all on him, right? It's not other clubs, offering big money for Zaniolo. It's all on him. If he wants to renew, he'll renew. If he doesn't want to renew, he won't renew. And but another thing which I really like is, as long as I'm a Roma manager, at least until 2024, Zaniolo stays here, and that could not have been more direct. This obviously will put pressure on Zaniolo, because I feel like Zaniolo's not been great, this season, especially at the start. He wasn't grinding much. He is now starting to grind more and more, in my opinion. And I think, after the two injuries he had, which were very bad injuries, broken both ACLs, not just one ACL 2 times, he broke 2 ACLs on two different legs. He came from a disastrous injury. And I think something which Mourinho was good at is making him grow mentally. Because many players, which are Zaniolo's age, after the injury he had, could have easily said, oh no, I'm done. I'm done. I mean, 2 consecutive years, 2 consecutive broken ACLs, I'm done. I'm not playing football anymore. You know, Mourinho, the second he came to Roma, has been a very good mentor coach to Zaniolo. And Zaniolo will definitely owe something to Mourinho and to this club in general. Because forget Mourinho, the fans absolutely adore this guy. You know, this guy absolutely adores the fans. It's a matter, it's complicated because it will take hard work to convince him, to convince the agents. But at the end of the day, it's all on him. You know, there are no other factors around this deal. It's all on Zaniolo. So when Mourinho says, you know, only God knows what will happen, he's 100% convinced. And second of all, I think by saying Zaniolo stays here because the strong players stay here, he's trying to convince Zaniolo, virtually speaking, that he should stay next season. Because this all comes back to the start of the season. This is a construction year, you know? And if Zaniolo wants to win more, then, okay, I understand going to, to a better club which wins more trophies, but at least do it at the end of next season. Because this is a construction year. Mourinho knows it. And Mourinho also knows that if Zaniolo leaves, then, construction year, maybe even next year, it's really all a matter on him. And we can go on and on and on speaking about this, but I would rather not to, because it would completely be a waste of time. Because I cannot stress this enough. It is all on Zaniolo's backs. It is all on Zaniolo's behalf. We can't do anything about it. Thiago Pinto can't do anything about it at a certain limit. Because if Zaniolo actually, makes everyone understand that he wants to leave, then Thiago Pinto can't do anything, Yes, right now he's not saying Zaniolo wants to leave. Zaniolo right now wants an increase in wages. So we'll see how the situation evolves. But, I really, really, really like this answer from Mourinho. Now, second question, obviously, is about tomorrow's match, which is a match which we need to win. We analysed them yesterday. They're not a good team. We can't afford to lose points against them. They have one win in all the Serie A this season, and that win came against Cagliari, which is another club who's fighting for relegation. I really, really, really need to think, and not think, I really want Roma to not lose points tomorrow. If we lose points tomorrow, then pressure against Juventus is over. And keeping a balance from Lazio will remain complicated as well. Tomorrow is a match where we need to step up in that pitch, win the match, batter them, and get back home resting for Tuesday for Inter Milan. Tomorrow's match is a match which we can't underestimate, but at the same time, and I said it yesterday, I cannot seeing that tomorrow's match going in any other directions. So obviously, Genoa. Let's see what Mourinho says. Pay attention to this because look at what Mourinho says. Pellegrini is not called up and is not ready to play yet, and we'll talk about that soon. With Genoa, it will be difficult. They have a changed team. They've changed their manager, they've changed their squad, they've bought new players, they have many options. But we play at home in front of our fans, so it is very important to win again at home. We studied Genoa's last match against Udinese, but let's think about us. Now, I wanna say that obviously you guys might remember that over the course of January, there were only 5,000 fans allowed at the stadium. From tomorrow, we're back at 50,000 fans because the toughest months of COVID are past. January, it was January. So from tomorrow, we've got 50,000 fans back at the stadium, which is massive, which is great. So Oliveira actually gets to experience it because Oliveira hasn't, because he had his debut against Cagliari, and that was the first match where only 5,000 fans were allowed. So Oliveira definitely gets to experience the fans tomorrow. It's not a full stadium, but it's 50,000 fans, which is a lot. So obviously fans will play a good part tomorrow. Pellegrini not called up. I think this is a great decision. We don't need Pellegrini tomorrow, and obviously having had Pellegrini would have been amazing. But for a match like tomorrow's match, we can get over it without Pellegrini. And I think Pellegrini really needs to rest, really needs to get that form back fit for Tuesday, because we've got plenty of matches now. We've got Genoa tomorrow, Tuesday we've got Inter Milan in the Coppa Italia in Milan. So the experience Pellegrini brings, the captain, the leadership Pellegrini brings, obviously will need to be exploited in the match against Inter Milan. So Mourinho decided to not even give a call, which I think, as I repeat, is the best decision. We can sort out Mkhitaryan where Pellegrini plays, Oliveira, Vertu, Cristante. We've got the options now. So it's that's something Mourinho has announced. And then obviously examining Genoa, something to point out is that Genoa are a completely different team. They're a changed team. Genoa have a new manager, which I have never heard of in my entire life. I do not even know if he was a manager before Genoa. And let me check this because I might be wrong. Genoa manager. This guy's called Blessin, Alexander Blessin. He is German. And never heard of him. Oh yeah, he has trained some teams. Never heard of these teams as well. But yeah, I don't think he's that experienced. So they have a changed team though. He definitely wants to debut the best way possible. It will be tough for him, but he wants to debut the best way possible. Genoa have also bought new players. They've loaned Calafiori from us. Genoa have got their team. Or is their team good enough to beat us? Is their team good enough? Is their talent good enough to surprise us? I really don't think so. And as Mourinho said, the last quote he said in this paragraph is, but let's think about us. I think tomorrow's match is one of those matches where, let's avoid examining them. Let's avoid analyzing them. It's one of those matches where it all depends on us, if you see what I mean. Like, it all depends on us. And I can't really say anything else. They are not a great team. They do not have an outstanding way of play. So basically tomorrow's match is one of those matches which they're gonna close themselves down. Because God would this manager get 1 point from the Olimpico in his debut. He would love it. They're gonna close themselves down. They won't come to the Olimpico and show us how Barcelona play. They're gonna park the bus. So it's all on us. We need to attack, we need to shoot, and we need to avoid getting and physically entering the goal with the ball beneath our feet. We need to start shooting from outside the box. Because Fiorentina scored 6 past them, right? Vlahovic was still a Fiorentina player, but he only scored 1. So without Vlahovic, that match would have ended 5-0. They're terrible, and fairly speaking, this is a conclusion I want to make. They are absolutely terrible, and we need to get the 3 points tomorrow, and it all depends on us. If we step up good in that pitch, we will batter them. If we don't, then a risky match like Lecce will evolve, where they went on a lead. You get the point. So last question is kind of it's the typical question journalist asks about objectives and stuff. So the question is, compared to the objectives, how important is the teamwork in this period? And I think it's actually a fairly good question, because Mourinho said every game from now on becomes fundamental. Every point and every detail is important. There are games from inside and outside. Now it's me with this group of players. Basically what Mourinho is saying here is that from now until the end of the season, it is me and these players. No one will come in, transfer market is done, no one will get out. It's me and these guys. We're starting to know each other, After more than half a season, we are starting, to understand each other. But from now on, I think what Mourinho is kind of saying here is that we can't afford ourselves to lose points against small clubs. We need to kind of revolt what we did in the first half of the season. So in the first half of the season, we wasted so many points against small clubs. What Mourinho is saying is that now, from now to May, which is the most important part of the season, concentration needs to be here, performances needs to be here, and everything needs to be at the maximum level as in compared to what it was in the first round. So it's important to not underestimate any match. We've got 3 competitions now, both taking place at the same time. The Coppa Italia, the Serie A, and the Europa Conference League. We've got 3 competitions. We're in 3 competitions. You know, a lot of matches, a lot of hard work, a lot of continuity, which is something which this team really needs to work on. So, you know, nothing is going to change. We know each other. No players are going to come in. No players are going to come out. And it's a very important time for us to even get to know each other even more. You know, build those bonds which were non-existent before, and just improve the communication as well. Because I think it would be, you know, it would help a lot to compete in 3 different competitions. And maybe it does also mean that some rotations will occur. For example, Diawara is a player who I do think in some matches I would give a chance. In fact, I would maybe, it's not going to happen, but I would give a chance to Diawara tomorrow. Maybe next to Oliveira instead of Veretout and Cristante. It's not going to happen, you know. It's not. But, you know, I would give, especially in these matches, I would give Diawara another chance. Not only Diawara, Darboe as well. Cordes Perez maybe, even though Cordes Perez has wasted a lot of chances. So lads and lasses, it's all on us. We have to win tomorrow. We have to get the 3 points. We need to put the pressure on Juventus, and we need to maintain the gap between us and Lazio, because Fiorentina is going to collapse, frankly speaking, without Vlahovic. That's at least what I think. So, lads and lasses, I'll catch you tomorrow in a couple of hours, because it's a very weird kickoff tomorrow. 3 p.m. Italian time, 2 p.m. UK time. Wherever you're from, as I always say, figure it out, pop it on your calendars, set a reminder, and come back tomorrow over on this channel, because there will be a live watch along. So subscribe if you're new. We're like 25 subscribers away from 2,000 subscribers, so please subscribe, share the link with your families and friends, like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video, and comment in the comments of the video your impressions, actually not your impressions, your predictions for tomorrow's match. Subscribe to my second channel, all about travel. Vlog will go out tonight from back in the days, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, subscribe to that channel, link is in the description below. Watch the videos, like the videos, and follow me on Instagram at @lowerscore the Simon Show. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. We're the first team to perform in this